Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. All things Middle Earth here with an in-depth look on the new ring system that's going to be going live. It actually is live currently, so as of the point of recording this, as the update being live as of last night, if you go into a new season, this is what your ring will look like. So stay tuned. We're going to go through, there's like 10 pages here of information, so we're going to go through it in just 1 second. Okay, so apparently this information goes out in the WhatsApp or something. Shout out to Netheries. He sent this to me directly, and I had seen it posted other places as well. But from what I can tell, this is released from the devs, like to players. This isn't like supposed to be secret information. There's nothing on here that says don't share this. So we're just going with it. But it says Update Guide 2.0 New Ring System. Hey Tactician, more and more content optimizations have been published over time as Rise to War continues to develop. A new ring system has been released in a recent update. Please read about the details in the ring system below. Let's see what changed. We got a little list of contents here. So we're going to go through this, and I'll give you my thoughts. We speculated yesterday on what some of these could be. We'll still need some details, but we do. It's kind of what we thought in terms of like not a lot's going to change. But there are some new stuff we can look at here. So first of all, ring overview. Again, you can see here that the ring interface has been reworked. It looks prettier and more intuitive this time. All new 3D model of the ring is right at its center. So it does look pretty clean. Again, I'll put some full-size images of these on the screen as we're going through them so you can kind of see what this really looks like. But this is the style of the ring page now. It says ring unlock. When a ring levels up, more and more skill trees become available. Trees functionalities are as follows. All-purpose, resource, expansion, growth. When a new tree is unlocked, its functionality becomes available. So again, down here you can see this is the all-purpose tree, resource, growth, and expansion. Again, it seems like things have moved around, like resource used to be, so it's like it doesn't really matter, but this is all in the same spot. Resource has moved to this side. All-purpose, like there's no middle abilities like the commander focus damage and physical damage and that kind of stuff. You just have these 4 trees here, and then a lot less in the expansion one as of right now. We'll go over that. But then it says ring ability. Rings now have multiple abilities. So it's, I don't know, this is like the same exact screenshot. I don't know if there's a difference here, but it just says that on this tile, there is a ring option. Long March costs 10 ability points. Unlocks at ring level 25. Use ability points to ignore marching range restrictions once when located within region faction controls. The same thing Long Marching has been. From what it looks like, if I'm not mistaken, and I'll make this bigger here too, it looks like this is just 1 point. You pay 1 point to unlock Long Marching, and that's it. It doesn't look like it's something that's leveled up multiple times. So it's not something that's going to get better or cost less or have more functionality. It looks like it's just one like gold circle around it instead of 10 little, spots when you're putting the points in the ring. You guys know what I mean. But again, so it looks like that. That's Long March. Same thing. Same thing with Quick March. It's still exactly the same thing. You still have your restrictions. You have to be in the area you control and have to actually be within range. And it looks like the same thing here, where it's just the 1 point into Quick March is going to get you Quick March, and that's it. Then we have Mind Sharpener. It says function same as Mock Battle, cost 1 ability points. Unlock at ring level 5. Use ability points to engage in a Mind Sharpener state on land tiles. The commander gains XP after completing the Mind Sharpener. And again, same thing here. You just have 1 point that goes into there. It does look like we have 3 down here, 3 secondary ones that have like the XP bonus, just like general XP. I would assume XP from from mock battling or from mind sharpening specifically. And then this one, I don't know what it is, but it doesn't look like we have the one that makes it cost less stamina. So maybe this will be less. I'm trying to remember if it said. It just says 1 ability point. It doesn't mention stamina. So again, looking here, unlock Mind Sharpener, be used on your own land, send a commander to specific land, and stamina. Okay, so you do use stamina, but it doesn't mention a way to reduce that. So is it going to be 20 stamina a time? Like, are they cutting that in half? Because if that's the case, that's going to suck. That's going to slow down stuff a lot. So that's Mind Sharpener. Then we have Extract. This is very interesting. Oh, sorry, this is not Extract. Extract is Gathering. So again, same thing, ring level 3. You can use it on your own tiles with 10 or more powers. So 10 or more power tile, you can obtain certain resources, and an additional special effect will on the tile, and the resource icon will indicate that extraction was complete. Don't know if I read that right, but again, it's gathering. And the thing with gathering now, or extracting, is you can do it multiple times, it sounds like. So it's still going to be 3. but I think you can do it twice as many times, and it looks like there's like, I think that's the effect it was talking about. Like that's going to be what it looks like while you're gathering. So again, from what the last post said, it sounds like you could do that multiple times if you want to. Then we have Clairvoyance. This is a new one. This is interesting. I don't think it's going to be worth ability points, but it's interesting. A new function, costs 2 ability points to use. You can use ability points to obtain information about the first 2 defensive armies on this tile. The information you get from that tile will be set up according to the order of the army. Get floating tip once the Clairvoyance is complete. Click the tips to get the battle report of the army information. The tips will be removed once it's clicked as well. So show battle report of the player. No battle report will be sent if there are no troops. Continuous battle reports are used to display multiple troops. Only used for red tiles and neutral tiles. So Clairvoyance on neutral tiles is not going to be worth ability points in my opinion. But we have this ability, Clairvoyance, which again is just 1 point. And you are going to be able to scout enemy tiles and neutral tiles. And from what it sounds like, show battle report of the players. That makes it sound like we're going to be able to see in PvP on the map, if you want to know what something is, there's a legitimate way to do that now, which is fantastic because let's be real, this game has a problem with people using multiple accounts to check other marches coming in. Like if you have multiple accounts, you put them in different factions so you can see what's going on. We've got a problem with that in this game. So adding a legit feature maybe will reduce that. I really hope they crack down on that somehow. I personally have multiple accounts, but they're in the same faction, and I use the other one like super in the background for trying to test commanders. But I let's be real. People use 2, 3, 4 accounts, whatever. So they can see what marches are coming at them. So they're adding a legit way to do that, which is nice for those that don't do that, but it's still going to cost. So again, ideally, here a little side note. I'll do a little side rant here. What I think would be fantastic in Rise to War is basically you can only see allied marches if you're in the same fellowship. Don't make it faction, because then people can actually cross-check and make sure people are legit in the faction, at least to an extent. People could really put on a show. But if you make it so you can only see commanders that are in your fellowship or your warband, then that removes a lot of the issue of people putting accounts in factions to see, and they have to use a Clairvoyant ability, which is what they want. So put this in here, adjust that. I think that's like a really, really good thing. So anyways, very interesting Clairvoyance. I think it's probably the most interesting one in this. That's going to be pretty exciting to try out. And then Timeout of Time, a new function, cost 1 ability point. Use ability points to finish construction immediately when the required construction time is less than 10 minutes. So 1 ability point per 10 minutes for construction time, not a good deal. And from what it looks like, not going to be worth doing that. If they remove the ability to like to gem things, then maybe, but like they wouldn't, because they'd lose money that way. So it's, I guess, for non-spenders, if you really want to speed stuff up, you can do that. But the gathering and mock battling are going to be way better uses of those points, in my opinion. That's that. Those are the abilities there. Pretty interesting stuff so far. Not crazy changes, but like the Clairvoyance thing could be quite the game changer if used properly. So I'm hoping that they kind of clean up the we'll call it the peaking that happens in the game. And again, it's allowed to happen. So maybe people are like, hey, I'm not, it's not like, maybe it's not considered cheating, but it's exploitive in my opinion. So to me, it's like, hey, let's just make it warband or fellowship specific. Then it's legit for everyone. I think that'd be good. Anyway, we'll kind of speed through the rest because that was the interesting bit. But we have a custom ring appearance. So the custom-made random ring process procedure has been replaced. So you can't make your ring anymore. Instead, you get one depending on if you're men, elves, dwarves, or evil races. So they just picked 3, and then all the evil get 1, which, whatever. There's tiers 1, 10, 30, 50, and then depending on what you are, your ring gets nice and fancy. Let's see. The maximum level of the ring will be adjusted to 150. The ring's associated upgrade bonus will also be modified. Each stage of the ring has a main effect. So the main effects here are the ones in gold. And once the main effect is upgraded, the secondary effect will be unlocked. So there's the main effect, then there's the ability, and then there's the secondary effects. So I'll explain it really quickly instead of reading through this because there's a lot of it. But basically when you reset points, from my understanding, you do not get main effect or ability back. So gold or green, you do not get back if they're in there. But blue, the secondary effects, the ones on the very outside, do refund. So you will want to be careful when putting your points in because, again, there have been those things for a while that you can't go out of. Like you can't, if you've gone into ability points or fort durability, like it wouldn't make sense to get that back if you've been given something. But now it sounds like it looks like there are quite a few that are green, that are abilities under the main effects that will not be returned once they've been used. So be careful with your points because you can't get them all back. So that is that. And I think that's it. Yeah. So again, very interesting stuff. Again, thanks to the people who shared this directly with me and also just in the Discord, so we could go over this and see if you go into a new season anytime after the update was live, which was last night, you will have this as your ring. So I'm very excited to see what this Clairvoyance feature looks like. I would really, really like to see some kind of a feature where you can only see enemy marches in your fellowship or your warband. I think that would clean up the peeking that happens. You've got a clairvoyance ability. It makes people be strategic. It makes them choose how they want to use those. Do you want a quick march or do you want to do clairvoyance 5 times? I think that's a cool decision to make, to let there be some uniqueness, if you will, on the battlefield. So again, that's the new ring system, as much information as we have right now without being in the game in a brand new server today. So hopefully you enjoyed that. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I'll see you all in a future video.